Hey guys, in today's video I am going to show you two of the easiest ways to propagate the Dieffenbachia or dumpkin plant from the cuttings. Before starting anything, let me tell you one very important thing. See, Dieffenbachia has a very bad reputation in the plants world, like it's extremely poisonous and even it can kill you. Yes, I do agree that it's highly toxic to human or even the pets, and that's why please be extremely careful if you have pets or kids at your home. But it's nothing like that. I mean, it's extremely poisonous or something like that. I know that you may not believe me, I mean what I am saying, so please feel free to do some research yourself and you'd come to know. As you can see, here are the few cuttings which I got from one of my friend, and in this video I am going to show you two methods. For the first method, I am just going to use plain water. I mean going to keep the stem in just plain water. And for the second method, I am just going to make few small pieces from the same stems, let's say 2.5 inches or even 3 inches, and then going to grow them in the soil. So now what I am going to do is I am just going to make few small pieces from the stems, whatever you are looking here, and then you can follow me. Okay, so here we are. As you can see, the cuttings are really very small. I mean they are maximum 3 inches long, and believe me that you would be able to grow a full plant easily from a tiny cutting, something like this. The stems, whatever is there on the left side, I am going to keep them in plain water, and the stems, whatever is there on the right side, I am going to grow them in the soil. Okay, I am just using a transparent glass, and please note that if you are going to use somewhat non-transparent container, that time you will be getting the roots much faster. Now filling the glass with filtered water, and while filling it you really don't have to worry too much like how much you should fill. But the ideal rule is you should fill at least 1/3 of the container. But let me tell you that even though if you are going to fill little bit more, it's not going to make any difference. Next, I am just going to keep the stems in water, and while keeping the stems in water, please note that at least one node is inside the water. But even though if you keep more than one node inside the water, it's not going to do any damages for your cuttings. They are going to produce the roots really easily. Next, I am going to keep the pot in a bright area, and please do the same thing. You really don't want to keep the pot under direct sunlight. Okay, it's done, and let's plant the cuttings directly in the soil. To grow the cuttings in the soil, I am just using a 5 inches of plastic container, and if you ask me about the potting soil mix, then I am using 80% of coco peat and rest 20% of vermicompost. Next, I am going to insert the stems inside the soil, and while inserting them, same rule applies, like you have to keep at least one node inside the soil. It's done, and it's really very simple, as you can see. Next, I am just going to give it a little bit amount of water, and then I am going to keep the pot in bright area. Okay, let's see what we got after the 30 days. And before showing you the result, let me tell you one important thing. See, I was not getting the roots on the cuttings which I was keeping in the water, and that's why I changed the container. I mean from the transparent glass to a non-transparent container. Wow, you can see that they have produced the roots really nicely, and let me tell you that you really don't have to wait 30 days. I mean, in case if you want to transplant the cuttings in the soil, you don't have to wait until and unless roots are such long. You can transplant them as soon as you see that roots are at least 1 inch long. However, if you want, you can keep the cuttings in plain water as well, because they are going to do well in just plain water. Okay, let's see what the other cuttings are doing. I mean the cuttings which I grew in the soil. You can already see that they are growing nicely, and I am getting lots of new growth on each cuttings except one cutting. But I can see that it's also going to produce the new growth right here. I know that it's okay even though if I don't show the roots on the cuttings which I grew in the soil, but for your satisfaction, let me show you the roots and you would be able to see how nicely they have produced the roots. Like I said, you can see that they have also produced the roots nicely. It's looking dirty, and so let me clean it for you so that you can see it, the clear version. So guys, here we go, and you can see that all of the cuttings have produced the roots really well. There is only one cutting, I mean the cutting which I grew in the soil, where I am unable to see the new growth. But you can see that it has also produced the roots. So guys, these are the two of the easiest methods by which you can propagate or grow the Dieffenbachia plant from the cuttings. And if you found the video useful, then please don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And many thanks for doing that. Thank you once again for taking your valuable time to watch the video. I truly appreciate it. Have a great day and enjoy.